Okay, so we've talked about a few different ways to keyframe our animation, how you can use Shift W to key your translates, and how Shift E will key your rotation. We've also talked about how you can key up here in the channel box singular channels with key selected. And we've also talked about how you can turn, once you get a pose set in position, and let's say you've got everything the way you want it, how you can turn off your polygons up here and key all of your controllers. Let's look at a preferred way of working once you've understood the principle behind making sure there's symmetry and the poses are mirrored. Up to this point, we've talked about simple ways that we can logically understand how to keep things organized as we're keying them. Let's talk about one final, possibly and likely preferred way to work, is instead of keying all of your controllers, you can, and clicking S on all of them, do individually. And this way you have a little bit more control over what's happening incrementally. So if you start to work and you start to do rotations on it, you may not want to remember Shift E, Shift W, and these things. So in those cases, it's fine. Go ahead and hit S because it's keying all your values over here, but it's not keying all your controllers. So that may be a preferred way of working, is to key one controller at a time once you get your poses set. In fact, when I'm working, usually I have my middle finger on my left hand right over the S. And as I'm working, I'm constantly adjusting and keying at the same time. Keying S, clicking S, finding my position. I'm always keying. You can see it changing over here. You can see the changes happening down here, and it doesn't really matter as long as I'm not moving in the timeline and I'm just constantly keying it. You can see up here until I get that controller, that foot in position, and I didn't leave anything out, even when I'm rotating it. And I just do that one rotation at a time, I'm sorry, one controller at a time, but sometimes I might be just working on the foot pose and I'm not completely sure that I want to key it, and I know I'm going to be working, I'm thinking fast, I'm not keying it because my brain is not on the keying process. I might go ahead and get the pose in place because I need to work with two different joints at the same time to find that pose. And then I keep in the back of my mind, okay, I was working with this controller and the main ankle foot control. So I'll go back and hit S after I've done all that work. But rarely and almost never am I doing a whole bunch of work in one area, forgetting to key it, go work somewhere else, and then key it. So use one controller at a time, key it, get your pose set in that controller, and then move to the next one. Keep your finger over the S and constantly be keying it if you're going to work with the S key. You don't have to key all of your controllers at once every time you're working. Key what you need to if you're going to be using the S key to do your keys.